Good morning. For Telesur, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. We begin in the United States and in Ferguson, Missouri, where hundreds of protesters gathered outside the local police department Monday demanding justice. The demonstration called for the end of police militarization and for action against the officer responsible for killing black teen Michael Brown. Police officers arrested over 50 protesters. Among those arrested was U.S. academic and philosopher Cornel West. Christian, Jewish, and Muslim clergy members were also among those arrested. The recent police shooting death of Vondret Myers in nearby St. Louis has also sparked a new wave of protests. Following his landslide victory Sunday, Bolivian President Evo Morales, in an exclusive interview with Telesur, described his victory as a historic achievement that has, for the first time, united the country.
This unity of the whole country, what happened yesterday, it was historical. It's really historical and unprecedented. Finally, the country unites under a political movement. That's why I said, it's not a half moon anymore. Bolivia is a full moon.
And our cameras have been rolling on the ground in Bolivia throughout this campaign. We hit the streets of La Paz, asking Bolivians what issues they think led to Morales' overwhelming win.
Ha trabajado bastante viéndonos de gente pobre que siempre ayuda, está haciendo los caminos.
He has done a lot of good work for poor people. He always helps. He has built more highways and housing, and he always helps the campesinos, giving them better animals for breeding. And there are also other projects like the soccer fields, schools, and the laptops he's given to the students, you know.
Otros trabajos de las canchas, escuelas, y también da como a los estudiantes.
The opposition has not had any real policy, and the country needs a leader, not just a bunch of political attacks. The political vision of the opposition has never taken Bolivia into account. They have always thought of the separation of Bolivia and their own personal interests. Evo Morales has called upon everyone to work together. That is his policy.
And from Bolivia to Brazil we go, which is set to hold its presidential runoff election in just under 2 weeks. For the first time since the first round vote, a new election poll shows incumbent Dilma Rousseff leading her rival and pro-market candidate Aécio Neves. The survey gives Rousseff 45% of the intended vote compared to 44% for Neves. Rousseff has responded to attacks by Neves in recent weeks by going after his economic policies. She hopes to convince Brazilians that those plans would threaten social achievements such as lower unemployment and poverty rates. And we go to Mexico, where police officers and civilians clashed in the southern state of Guerrero on Monday as anger continues to mount over the disappearance of 43 students. Nearly 600 people gathered Monday in front of the regional government building to demand justice for the students. The clashes turned violent, with protesters setting the building on fire. The group of students disappeared after being detained by police in September. Over 10 mass graves have been found in the area where the students were detained. One person is dead after a 7.4 magnitude earthquake rocked the coast of El Salvador late Monday. The earthquake was also felt in neighboring Managua, the capital city of Nicaragua, and in Costa Rica. Despite initial tsunami warnings, the threat appears to have passed. No major damage was reported. A new report released on Tuesday by the Credit Suisse Bank shows the breathtaking levels of inequality in the world. The study shows that 1% of the world's population controls almost half of the global wealth. The report also found that the top 2% holds 87% of all assets, while the poorest half of the global population own less than 1% of the global wealth. The UK Parliament passed a symbolic motion Monday recognizing the Palestinian state. The motion was approved by 274 members of Parliament. Only 12 opposed it. Worldwide, 135 countries recognize Palestine. MPs hope the motion will put pressure on the Israeli government to move towards peace negotiations. Labour MP and former Foreign Secretary Jack Straw says he thinks the measure will have an effect.
I believe that the fact of the Israelis' intemperate reaction to the very prospect of this House passing this resolution is proof that this resolution will make a difference. The only thing the Israeli government, in my view, under its present demeanour of Bibi Netanyahu understands is pressure.
And to Ukraine, where hundreds of servicemen from the National Guard gathered outside the presidential headquarters early Tuesday. They are protesting and demanding troop withdrawal from the east of the country, where they have been fighting separatist rebels. The soldiers claim they have been stationed for longer than contracted and have complaints about their pay, which is only $11 per month. Far right-wing movements also staged protests across Ukraine on Tuesday. It comes ahead of parliamentary elections to be held on October 26th. And we end this morning with a positive note out of Ukraine. That's where the Donetsk Musical and Drama Theater has reopened. Amid months of fighting, the theater had remained closed, but it reopened with a performance of Nikolai Gogol's comedy Marriage. 700 people attended the play. The staging of new plays provides a refuge for hundreds of people who have suffered months of bombardments by the Ukrainian army. Plenty more on those stories and others at our website, telesurtv.net/English. For Telesur English, I'm Cody Weddle. Hope you have a great Tuesday.